The Patriots have a new receiver in Josh Gordon, acquired from the Browns. But what a laundry list of transgressions with this guy. So before we get into the risk versus reward on this trade, John Sapochetti, can you get into some of his on-field and off-field antics?
As far as accomplishments, 5 years ago you can make a case that Josh Gordon was the best wide receiver in football, over 1,600 yards in receiving, coming from quarterbacks like Brandon Weeden, Brian Hoyer, Jason Campbell. None of those guys are going to ever be confused with Tom Brady. So now he's coming to a place with the greatest quarterback ever. He put those numbers up 5 years ago. Since then, he's had drug issues. He's only played 11 games since the start of the 2014 season, which is as many games as Tom Brady's played in the postseason during that 5-year period. So availability is not something that Josh Gordon has been to his team. He's not been available to them. He played one game this year. He's had the drug issues off the field. This year, after one game, he showed up to the facility in Cleveland on Saturday morning a little bit late, which is never a good sign, and also talking about that his hamstring was bothering him, which he may have hurt at a photo shoot, which was not sanctioned by the team the night before, although since he's passed the physical with the New England Patriots. This is an incredibly talented wide receiver.
Some have compared him to Randy Moss in his size, how he plays.
Right, I would never quite go that far. Randy Moss, after Jerry Rice, is the best wide receiver I've ever seen, but Gordon is 6'3", 225. He's a 4'5" guy as far as track speed, but as far as football field, he's like Jerry Rice in that sense that he separates quickly and can take it to the house. There's a famous play against the Patriots 5 years ago where he just lit up Aqib Talib, and Talib has said this is the best wide receiver he's ever faced. It's not a big risk. If it doesn't work out, you can cut him mid-season. It's going to cost them $50,000 a game. He's owed about $700,000 for the remainder of the season. And 3-4 weeks from now, if he's just not fitting in, if he's showing up late to meetings and he's not all in on football, they'll just cut him and they'll owe the Browns a 5th-round pick. Then the Patriots would get back a 7th-round pick. That's part of the deal. But as great a coach as Bill Belichick is, I'm not aware that he is also a clinical psychologist.
Right, but looking at the Patriots receiving core right now, it is so thin.
It is.
And, they can't wait 2 more games for Edelman to come back. Even when Edelman comes back, we're not sure exactly how healthy he's going to be.
Sure.
He looked great through the preseason and camp, but he told us that he didn't feel completely confident in his body yet.
He's a 32-year-old guy coming off of a serious knee injury that happened only a little over a year ago. So there's question marks with Julian Edelman. As far as Josh Gordon, different type of receiver. Obviously, he's more of a home run threat. He's a guy who can catch a 10-yard slant and take it to the house for an 80-yard touchdown. He's big. He's 6'3", 225, very strong, good route runner. He's got all of that sewn up. I mean, the ability is there. But, it's just like the receiver of the week club in Foxborough. But this guy, maybe he is obviously by far the most talented receiver that they brought in. This is a lottery ticket that the Patriots are buying. And what happens with lottery tickets?
Or a scratch off?
Or a scratch ticket. One of those.
Yeah.
You call it a scratch off. That must be a Maryland thing, right?
I don't know.
It's a scratch ticket.
Don't out me as a Mid-Atlantic.
It's a scratch ticket kid. You should know that. Dunkin' scratch tickets, all that stuff
right
here in Massachusetts. It's a scratch ticket, and sometimes you hit a scratch ticket,
Patriots
sometimes
have
you
their
don't.
penny.
Well, they have a Patriot scratch ticket that you can buy. I think it's like $30 at your local convenience store. But sometimes you hit, and more times than not, you miss. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that 6 weeks from now, Josh Gordon's out of the league.
How much do the Patriots put up with in terms of behavioral issues?
Yeah.
How much do they put up with if he's actually performing on the field?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because I think Troy Brown, who was one of the all-time great Patriots, talked about that while he was here, sometimes there'd be different rules for different players. You could put up with a little bit more if the guy was just that outstanding on the football field.
Josh Gordon, exciting trade, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Patriots are always relevant. Now you're bringing in a major talent like this, and again, scratch ticket, lottery ticket, it could be a home run, and he could be that missing piece and puts that offense back on top, or he could be a guy that's gone in 6 weeks. We don't know.
But it is scratch off, not scratch ticket. Thank you, John Sapochetti.
I stand corrected.